Hey there guys, I have decided I want to set up a nano reef aquarium again. I used to have one, I really enjoyed it. So for the purposes of this, I am going to be putting together a nano reef aquarium using the 16-gallon LED Coralife Biocube. So I wanted to go ahead and take you guys on this journey. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about the stand because I purchased the stand because I wanted to be a little bit lazy and not have to build my own. So I wanted to walk you guys through a little bit of a review of the Coralife stand. So if that's something you guys want to see, make sure to stick around because that's going to be coming up right after. Hey there guys, this is Jack over at Hi Redbird, where I am tirelessly working to find new ways to make the keeping of exotic animals and pets more exciting, more affordable, and ultimately more enjoyable. And in today's video, I wanted to go ahead and get you guys going on the journey with me to put together a nano reef aquarium. Now I'm going to be building this using a Coralife Biocube. This is the 16-gallon LED version. And for the sake of simplicity, I decided to go ahead and buy the stand that is made for the Coralife Biocube because, to be perfectly honest, I wanted to be a little bit lazy. And I think we have all been there. I think we can all relate to that, you know, yes, I have the ability to build a stand. I've built aquarium stands before. When I build an aquarium stand, because I'm always aware of what could potentially go wrong, I do tend to over-engineer them. So I've built aquarium stands for 15, 20-gallon aquariums that could easily hold 12 to 1,500 pounds, which is nowhere near the weight of that aquarium that's going to be on that stand. But I always like to go a little bit heavier duty with an aquarium stand, but that means there's a good amount of work that goes into that. And after you build it, after you have the structural integrity, which is usually the part that I'm most concerned with, then of course, if you have other people in your household, you're then going to have to worry about things like, is it pretty? Does it match the other furniture? Because non-animal people care about those things. So I decided to go the easy route and just purchase a stand. Now the stand does need to be put together. And I would say it is, in terms of ease of being able to put together, it is moderate to difficult flat pack furniture. The problem is that the instructions, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they have you do things in the right order. So what the instructions have you do is they have you attach the bottom panel to the side panel, to the back panel, and then magically somehow you're supposed to attach the side panel to the back panel and the bottom all at the same time. Now there are screws that come from the bottom panel underneath to secure the side panels. So what I would have done is attach the side panel to the back panel to this side panel, then add the bottom, which would not make much of a difference in terms of how it's all coming together, in terms of the structural integrity, but it would have made it a lot easier because this last panel, trying to get it to line up with the bottom panel to put the screws in, but also getting it to line up with the pegs and the pieces on the back, it was a little bit tricky. It was just really hard to get things to line up. Now, another thing that I will say, looking at it dead on, so the aquarium itself sits on the top of the stand, and it is, the entire bottom brace is completely on the stand. But the problem is the front of the aquarium, you'll notice it's a little bit bowed. It does have a rounded front. The stand also has a rounded front, but it's not quite the same curve. So on the stand, the curve of that stand does stick out a little bit past the aquarium. On the edges, it does come in a little bit. Of course, like I said, that brace is still completely on it, so I'm not worried about it coming apart or falling, tipping, anything like that, having weight that is not supported. But it's one of those things where it superficially looks like, oh, this was made perfectly for this aquarium. And then you look at it up close and think, maybe it wasn't. But good try, good try. It's close. I will say I do like the look of the front. That mirrored front is really, really nice. And of course, you do get the opportunity if you open it up. There's two different shelves inside this shelf, two different levels, one shelf. And you can choose where this shelf goes. You have three different options there. Now the back does have the holes pre-drilled to run all your wiring through there. So if you want to have, like I have a surge protector, I have the pieces for the light and things that need to be supported. I have them on the shelf. You could do them on the bottom. You could also hide them behind the tank, but I hate crawling around on the ground, which is why I'm doing it right now. But I decided I was going to go ahead and have all of my electronic equipment up on that shelf. The good thing about this is that it also gives me the ability, all of the plugs that come from the back of the aquarium, when I have it up on that shelf, that means that cord is coming down and then having to come back up to hit that, which means I have a really good drip loop in place. Anyone who's not familiar with aquariums, a drip loop is typically encouraged. Basically what that means is when you have that cord come down and then come back up, water won't flow uphill. So if water is trickling down your electrical cords, it'll drip when it hits the lower part of that loop. It won't keep going up the cord to go to the plug, and getting water in your plugs is something that you do want to avoid. Now I do like that there is a magnetic catch on that as well. One of the main things that I have seen, a lot of people seem concerned that this stand is not strong enough to support the aquarium. And I definitely think it is. I think it can support the weight of the aquarium. For a lot of stands, what you want to look for is how much they can twist, because it's not that they don't have the strength to support things up and down, but if they get bumped or jostled, that twisting is where they give. And this doesn't seem to have much of a twist at all. I mean, I'm having to put all my weight into it. And I'll tell you guys right now that I weigh more than this tank will when it is full. And most of the movement that you're seeing as I'm trying to do that isn't the stand itself. It's actually me just pressing and moving the door. So I think it's pretty sturdy. Honestly, I am happy with it so far. Time will tell. One thing I do want to point out that you will need wood glue. The stand did come with wood glue, but in mine, the wood glue was dried out. So I did just have to use separate wood glue. But aside from that, it was basic tools to put together. A Phillips head screwdriver was really all I needed. It was pretty straightforward. So I am excited to put together this aquarium. I'm excited to take you guys along for the ride. So if you want to see how this aquarium is progressing, you want to make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of those updates. If you found this review helpful, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up because that definitely encourages me as well. I do want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. I need to say thank you to my Patreon patrons for helping to make these videos possible. You can find out more by visiting Hi Red Bird on Patreon or clicking the link in the description section down below if you would like more information. Thanks!